My name is Mr. Out of Line, but you already know that. It's by a birthday that we are. But anyway, welcome to Mr. Out of Line episode 2. Last week's success equals up to another episode, and we've been picked up by the SPORTSGOONSTV network. Alright. Now this ain't the only show you're going to see. When the website comes out in the future, you're going to see other shows from other people. Not just me sitting here talking on the webcam. Even though this is entertainment and it is funny. Now, for all of you that keep sending requests for me to talk about your team, I'm not going to do that. Okay? Because if I do, I'm going to talk about it. You know me, I'm going to go in on it. Because you don't want me to sit here and disrespect your team. You got to come back at me, oh this, oh the Hawks and the Cowboys. Otherwise, if I want to talk about teams, I will talk about the Hawks, the Cowboys, all day. I know that you want to do that. Okay? So therefore, I'm going to talk about weeks in it, events happening in the world of sports for this week. Okay? So first off, we're going to move to the Final Four. Arguably, probably one of the most uninteresting Final Fours in recent memory. No Cinderellas. No real storylines. Nobody's getting fired if they lose. I mean, you got Kentucky, who say, well, analysts say they can beat an NBA team. I don't know about that. They're talented. I don't know about that. And against Louisville with Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino and John Calipari, you can call them rivals. But Rick Pitino approach is different between Calipari. Calipari goes for the talent and the one-and-done guys, as Pitino looks to teach and groom guys for times like this. So therefore, you always see a team like a Louisville and a Michigan State in the Final Four because they don't have the talent, the NBA guys, but they have great coaches. Same thing with Kansas. Bill Self is a heck of a coach. He don't have a top 10, 15 guy on his team. But they're in the Final Four. They beat my Tar Heels, and the whole starting five pretty much going into the lottery. Go figure. Roy Williams, talking to you. But anyway, the big thing, I guess the big thing around this whole weekend, can Calipari win it? Because he's had successful teams. He had Derrick Rose in Memphis, lost in the championship game. He had John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, those guys, that whole five. As a matter of fact, 6 guys from that team winning the first round on that squad, and they lost in the Elite 8. He had another team with Brandon Knight. They lost in the Final Four to a UConn team who only had Kemba Walker, because you saw the rest of those guys this season as UConn was subpar and mediocre at best. So this is the year. This is the year. Can Calipari do it? Calamari, whatever you want to call him. Can he do it this season? I don't know. Me personally, I kind of want to see him do it, you know, just so he can get the monkey off his back. I like seeing when guys finally get over that hump. This is his opportunity, the perfect opportunity right now, because if he don't win this, all those guys from Kentucky are leaving anyway. So he's going to have to come back and recruit again. So it's going to be a pretty good game between them and Louisville. They beat Louisville back in December or January or whatever by 9 points. They wasn't even healthy or even trying. So I think Kentucky will take it since my Tar Heels is out. I had them going to the national championship anyway. All right, moving on. Bill Parcells and Sean Payton at the Saints. Sean Payton wants Bill Parcells to coach the team. Now let me say this. I like Parcells. I like what he did in Dallas. But he's an old stooge. It's either his way or the highway. Okay? The Saints are built to throw the football around. They're built for a Raymond League. Okay? They like throw it around. They like to run the score up. And they like to beat you. Okay? Parcells, it's not going to happen. Parcells going to run the ball, play defense, throw it to the tight end on third down. So if you're a fantasy player just like I am, I'm not drafting anybody from the New Orleans Saints except for Jimmy Graham. That's it. Breeze will not throw for 5,000 yards if Bill Parcells is the coach of this team. Now, it is sort of a buddy-buddy system. Me personally, if I was the Saints, I would go somebody within the organizations. I mean, somebody, the running backs coach, the wide receivers coach, somebody who knows the playbook and knows what likes to be done. If Parcells was there, we going back to 1991, okay? We're going to play a 3-4 defense. We're going to play stop defense. You know what I'm saying? Then he like to buy the groceries. No Parcells type player is in New Orleans. And if they are, they're going to get suspended. So if the Saints want to get success, the Saints want to have a good season, I would suggest they stick within the organization and not bring Bill Parcells in. All right, next up, Magic Johnson with a investment group buys the Dodgers. Now, I couldn't be happier for the Dodgers. I like the Dodgers. I have no problem with the Dodgers. They had my boy Manny there for a couple of years. They fell off. They had a couple of good teams. They got a good team in LA, but their ownership with Frank McCourt is terrible. He ran them to the ground. I wish Magic can get an investment group and come buy the Hawks, okay? Because it's about the same thing here. Good team, but management and ownership have no idea what they're doing. Same thing with the Dodgers. So Magic's going to bring guys to LA. They got Clayton Kershaw, okay? They got Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, who is a stud. If you ever watch Matt Kemp, please do. He may be the best player in the National League since Albert Pujols has left. We're going to get into baseball next week. Okay? Then they got James Loney. They got a good team. D. Gordon leading off. But Frank McCourt, this is what's funny to me. Frank McCourt, he still owns the Dodger Stadium parking lot. The worst owner in sports, he owns the worst parking lot in sports. I do not want to be in Dodger Stadium at night in that parking lot, especially with another team's apparel. That's crazy. All right, last topic, WrestleMania. For those of you who know me, I'm a huge wrestling fan. Last year, I went to WrestleMania at the Georgia Dome. It was perhaps one of the greatest days of my life, right below me graduating from college. Whenever I had kids or get married, then it would jump that. But right now, it's like probably number 2 on my scale of doing things in life. But this year, you know, you got John Cena and The Rock, Z's. They both can't wrestle. They can talk, but I'm not really interested in that. What I'm interested in is The Undertaker versus Triple H. You know, I'm the game. I'm Triple H, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to end the streak. But I don't think he's going to end the streak. I know it's wrestling. I know it's predetermined. I know it's fake. Okay, I'm not one of those sitting home in the basement type of guys. I know it's fake. The Undertaker will win. The streak will continue because The Undertaker, he still can wrestle. Even though it's once a year, he's still going to wrestle. So Triple H, you will rest in peace. I can't roll my eyes like that. All right. So WrestleMania. Am I lame if I go to Hooters and watch WrestleMania? Am I lame for that? Anybody comment? Am I lame? I don't care. Okay. Whatever. I'm cool. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Also, if you got any questions you want me to answer, please email us at thesportsgoons@gmail.com. Any suggestions, anything you want to see done, anything you want to do, please email us at thesportsgoons@gmail.com. Follow us at Twitter at thesportsgoons, and also join our page if you haven't at the Sports Goons on Facebook. All right, so I'm Mr. Out of Line, and I'll see you guys next week.